What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today we are doing a little bit different of a video. It's still going to be gun related, but I am going to basically be your Dave Ramsey of gun advice right now. I think, at least. We'll see. If you don't know who he is, he's like a financial guy. So I'm going to be talking about when you should maybe cash out on some of your gun investments, when is a good time to buy and stuff like that. Just because I work in the gun industry, November will be 10 years for me at the current store that I'm at, Arizona Firearms. And I've seen a lot of trends over the years, and I've just seen a lot of, like, I guess, patterns. So let's kind of get into it. So today I actually sold some stuff to come up with some money. I bought a new car on Saturday. I bought a Toyota 4Runner, so I'm pretty excited about it. It's my first new car ever, and it's really just to help me get to the desert, record shooting videos for you guys. My current car is not doing so hot, so this is going to be my new reliable daily driver. And I wanted to get some stuff for it, but I didn't want to pay any more money out of pocket because cars are expensive. And if you could afford a car, like paying it outright, that'd probably be the way to go. But unfortunately for a lot of us, we can't buy a car outright. So I did have to finance the car. And there's just a few things in life that I would really finance. Probably car and house. Gun-wise, it's probably not worth it to pay interest on a gun or pawn stuff to buy other guns, because people do that too. I know, right? But yeah, people pawn stuff to buy guns. People, pay interest on credit cards to buy guns. I don't think that's worth it. But yeah, I understand vehicles and houses, they're a lot more expensive. But what I'm talking about today is I sold some stuff to get some parts for the 4Runner and just to help me pay for some other stuff. And it kind of got me thinking, like, when is the best time to cash out on your investments? Because there's times where you buy something low, and then there's times where it gets high and you can sell it at that high point and make some money. But the gun market does fluctuate. So it's kind of picking that perfect balance where, it's higher than what you bought it for, but when is it going to top out? It's kind of like stocks, but for guns, and what's nice about them is they're physical. So what I have in this case here is a pretty special gun. They don't make it anymore. It's a Kunin 357 Mag 1911. So I bought this years ago through our store, and I paid about $1,000 for it. I think it was like $1,000 out the door. 357 Mag 1911, and it came with a bunch of magazines. Like, I have a bunch of mags. And what I sold today was actually some of these magazines, because what's crazy is these magazines are currently selling for about $300 a piece. Insane, right? Like, when they were brand new, they were like 50, 60 bucks. And I was buying some used ones here and there for like 30 bucks a piece. But yeah, it's just this 7-round 357 Mag 1911 magazine. And yeah, it's crazy. 300 bucks a piece for these right now. And I had 15 of them. So in my mind, it's like, well, I have the gun, and I only keep 2 mags for range mags, so I have 2 mags right here. Just for this gun specifically, I only keep 2 mags as range mags because it's not a carry gun, it's not a duty gun, it is just a fun range toy for me, so I don't need more than 2 mags. So I had an extra 13 mags just lying around, but I bought them when, again, they were new for 60, 50, 60. I'd never bought a new mag from Kunin directly. Again, my gun came with probably like 8 of them, and then I bought them here and there used for 20 to 30 bucks. But today I sold 5 of them because, again, they're a good chunk of change, and it helped me out. So I think there's that perfect balance where it's way higher than what you bought it for. Like, I paid, again, $30 or less, and they're selling for $300. I don't see these going over $300 anytime soon. Now, I'm not saying 10 years from now they may not be a $600 mag, but for me right now, it is a good time to kind of get some money. So I was like, you know what? I can sacrifice 5 of these mags because I still have 10. And if I need to sell more, this is basically the Kunin savings account that I have. So stocks, but physical stocks for me, because I know guns, I don't know the actual stock market. So I do think there's that kind of balance of, like, they can go down in price. Like 2 years ago, the guns themselves with like case 2 mags, what I have here, were selling for like $5 grand. And that was like the highest I've ever seen them before. Brand new, they were 1,800 bucks. I bought mine used for 1,000. And yeah, a year or two ago, they were selling for $5,000, which is insane. I could have sold it then and made a lot of money, but as I don't see myself getting another one for 1,000. So it's like, I really want to hold on to it. One of my regrets was I actually had a chance to buy another one of these at the gun show from just some random person. He had it on his table, same case as mine. So case, he had 3 mags with his, it was $1,000. So this wasn't just me getting a good deal because I work at the gun store. I mean, it was a good deal, but you can find deals in the wild too. So I found just some random guy at the gun show. He had the exact same gun, exact same setup with 3 mags. He was selling it for 1,000, and I told him, I'm like, that's a pretty good deal because I got mine for 1,000 being a gun store employee. And yeah, I should have bought that one, because then, if they're selling for $5 grand, I'd be way more open to selling a second one. But I didn't, and you win some, you lose some. Can't necessarily hate ourselves for the investments we didn't make, because $1,000 is still a lot for a handgun, and it's like, if I already have one, why do I want to spend $1,000 on another one that I'm not going to shoot? So it's like, you know what? It's fine. I don't need it, and yeah, I passed on that. But you know, I always bought mags whenever I can get mags for less than 30 bucks, and that was a big payoff for me. So yeah, this is just, again, a little bit of, I guess, advice is the guns have gone down. Right now they're about $3,500, which is still significantly more than what I bought it for, but I'm just keeping it. It's a rainy day fun if I need it, and it's a cool gun to shoot for you guys on the channel. I've actually done a video on this too. So yeah, just something to think about is, you know, gun prices go up and down, accessories go up and down. I'm not saying you should just buy and sell guns, because that does get a little dicey, because if you are buying guns with the sole intention of selling them and you're not a dealer, that can get you in legal trouble with the government, specifically the ATF. Loki, what are you doing? He's like hopping on my magazines. Yeah, if you're buying guns with the intent to sell them right away, that's where the government gets involved, and it's not good. So I'm not saying just do that. Magazines and accessories, that's normally okay. I mean, it's not a regulated item, well, at least not in Arizona. Free states, you know, it's not an issue. California, New York, stuff like that. Sucks to be you guys. But these are less than 10 rounds, so probably find them there. But yeah, so I'm not saying go buy guns with the sole intention of selling them. That would get you in trouble. But guns can go up in price, and you are allowed to, well, as of right now, you are allowed to sell your personal guns, at least here in Arizona. The issue is, and again, I've worked for a gun store for almost 10 years now. The issue is you have guys, like normal guys without a license, that buy and sell guns by the hundreds or thousands every year. And they are basically ruining it for the average person that might sell a gun to their friend a couple times a year. You know, not necessarily trying to just solely make a profit. I mean, obviously we don't want to lose money, but yeah, they're not selling like hundreds of guns a month to try to make a profit, because then they're acting like a business. So that's where this is going to be hurting the average person, is because you have these people that are acting like dealers without actually having their dealer license. So unfortunately, there are people that are kind of ruining it for everyone else, and they're causing the ATF and government agencies to want to make more laws around it. But I hope they don't ban private sales of guns, because I know most of us are not doing that with this whole intention. Now, I'm not saying I've never sold a gun. I've sold guns to friends before. A lot of times I sell guns to like the store I work at, so it's going to a dealer who has to do a background check on it. The magazines, I sold them to the store today because they're going to list them on like eBay or Gunbroker, and they'll probably sell for like 300 bucks. But yeah, I try to do it as legit as I can, because I want to be able to shoot and record videos for you guys, not make videos from behind bars. And yeah, I want to be legit about it. But I have sold guns before. Occasionally, a lot of times, the only time I ever sell guns is really to buy other guns. Like there's times where I bought a Knights Armament SR25 last year. I sold like 10 guns to fund that thing. And then there was another time where I have the Tommy built G36. I have that on the channel. I sold like 15 really cheap guns, or traded 15 cheap guns to the store I work at just to get that gun. I traded 15 guns for one, because they were 15 guns that were like a few $100s here and there. And that one may not be as great of an investment because it's a modern built American made gun, but I really wanted it and it was worth it to me. And you never know what guns are going to go up or down in value. I feel like I've made good decisions and bought guns that have gone up in value like this. There's a lot of stuff I missed out on, like as far as easy ones, the Romanian RPKs, or the Romanian PSLs, which is like the Romanian Dragunov copy. Those we used to sell for like $800 a pop, and now they're like $2,000 a piece. The RPKs have gone down a little bit, but there's definitely plenty of deals I missed out on because I was always buying whatever I could, just you can't get them all. So, but yeah, deal-wise, like I have good investments, I would say. I have a box of factory Knights Armament SR25s mags here, and this is, again, like another little piggy bank that I'm just kind of sitting on. This came with my SR25. Again, I sold like 10 nicer guns to get it because I had to come up with a good amount of money for it, but it came with a bunch of mags, an extra bolt, it came with the suppressor, it came with a variety of stuff. So to me, it was worth it. So there's times where, I sell or I liquidate some stuff to get something else, but as long as you're, doing your research, buying stuff right, and you could find stuff private party. This deal was a private party deal. You can find them, they are out there. It just takes a little bit of work. I know I have the advantage of working in the gun store, but a lot of times it's still just talking to people, meeting people, and then just building connections, because yeah, that's just kind of how I do it. But years ago, what I also used to do is these Knights Armament rails, like this is a Colt M4A1. I had a buddy that was buying these Knights Armament rails, new in package with the vertical grip, with the rail panels, like the entire like deployment setup. He was buying hundreds of them at a time, and I was buying them from him for about $100. He was probably paying $50 to $75 for them, but then I was selling them for $200. And it took a few years to sell them, so I didn't really do great. And I was like 20 years old at the time, so spending like $1,000 to $2,000 to buy some rails to sit on for about a year, that was a lot of money for me, and it was not fun to just sit on that. So there was times where I sold them for like $150, but if I would have held on to them for like 5 more years, they would have been worth a lot more, because Knights Armament stuff goes up and down in value all the time. But yeah, that's just kind of one of those things. You can either hold stuff and it'll go up, but then you have to know when the best time, to sell is, because there is a limit to how high something will eventually sell for. Again, I don't think these magazines will sell over $300 anytime soon. That's why I could justify selling 5 of them. But I know there are people that have like held on to stuff and then they missed the window of being able to sell it. But then there are people that sold stuff too early, like people in like the 70s, 80s, 90s that sold their Colt Pythons for like $500-600 and didn't realize that they would turn into like $3,000+ guns. So it's that kind of fine balance. Just, do your research. If it's something you really like and you want it, I would just buy it, and hopefully maybe one day it goes up in price for you. I could tell you as of right now, this is June 10th of 2024. This is the absolute best time to buy a lot of pre-owned guns. New guns are actually going up in price, which is weird. Like our dealer cost on a lot of new guns is going up, but the used market on them is going further down. Like right now is the cheapest time to buy an AR. Obviously some brands are gonna be high, like Knights Armament's high, stuff like that, but you can find pretty decent ARs, like $2,000 ARs for about $1,000 right now, if you do the work and look around for them. But yeah, right now is the best time to buy a lot of used guns, and depending on how the election goes, things can always change. So if now's not a great time to sell guns, certain guns are going up, like military surplus is up right now, and you would think it's always going up, but that's not the case. There's a lot of times where military surplus takes a dip. Like Colt 1911s right now have taken a dip, and those go up and down too, like old ones, not the like modern production ones, but everything goes up and down. If you're trying to be like smart with your money, don't buy a new SIG, because those things lose. It's kind of like the you drive the car off the lot thing. Those things lose value right away because they're constantly coming out with new ones, and there's just so much used inventory. But there are a lot of great deals if you buy used guns right now. So this is just kind of my advice. Like, if you play it smart, it can benefit you. You won't lose a lot of money buying certain guns. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this topic today because it is an interesting topic, and I feel like I've learned a lot in the last 10 years, and I don't feel like I've made any really bad gun investments. I mean, there's probably some dumb guns I bought, but then it's one of those things where I find a really cool gun that I want, then some of the cheaper stuff that I bought got purged. So I'm slowly working my way into not having like lower end stuff. And yeah, I look for the deals, and I'm patient. I don't jump on stuff the second it's released. So that's kind of how it's worked for me. But I hope this was helpful for some of you guys, and let me know any deals that you may have missed out on, or any deals that you really scored on, because I know they're out there. There are people finding these, like there are so many people that like just magazine hunt. Like they'll go to different states and different gun shows magazine hunting, because some guy will lay out a whole bin on the table. They're like, I know that mag's worth $200, and they'll buy it for like 10, 20 bucks. So I know there are a lot of guys out there that are putting in the work, learning the market and all that stuff, and I feel like I've tried to do the same thing. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video.